Hey guys, this is Bish from Mocarz, and in today's episode we're going to talk about the Maserati Levante. It's pricey, yes, but the Maserati Levante Trofeo is an exhilarating experience. Its Ferrari-derived V8 engine is one of the best ever to be fitted on an SUV. But before we dive into the intricacies of the Maserati Levante, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll never miss our exclusive automotive updates. Let's put the pedal to the metal then. Maserati's first attempt at an SUV now updated. It went on sale in 2016 but has now been tweaked and pre-owned to make fit for purpose against the latest Porsche Cayenne and Range Rover Sport et al. Nothing fundamental has changed. The Levante is still based on the Ghibli or Quattroporte platform, and it certainly gives Porsche and Range Rover a run for their money in the looks department. Its gaping concave grille, completed with Maserati Trident badge, slim headlights and long bulging bonnet, give it an immense road presence. But inside, those other pricey SUVs outclass it. The Levante's plastics, leathers and switches just aren't good enough at this price level. Also less classy in the 8.4-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Yes, sat-nav, Bluetooth and DAB radio are all standard, but the screen's poor resolution and small, tricky-to-hit button frustrate while driving. At least Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also standard, improving the user experience greatly once you've plugged in your smartphone. But overall, the Levante's new little SUV brother, Maserati Grecale, shows how far things have come since the Levante was launched in 2016. Space and practicality is a closer run thing, although if you value space highly, then there are ultimately better SUVs. The Levante is great for a couple of adults in the front and the driver gets loads of electric sit and wheel adjustment, but knee room in the back is nothing more than average, while there are ultimately bigger boots on offer if you're often cramming your full of luggage. There are three engine choices for the Levante: an entry-level 2.0 liter petrol with 330 horsepower, badged as GT Hybrid, a middle Modena that uses a 3-liter V6 engine that's good for 350 horsepower in standard 4 or 430 horsepower in the Modena S model, and the 3.8-liter 580 high-performance V8 engine Trofeo. All models come with all-wheel drive, an 8-speed automatic gearbox and cushioning, adaptive air suspension, and there was previously a diesel but now has been dropped from the range along with the car's former entry petrol engine in favor of the mild hybrid 330 horsepower engine that is also more efficient than either of the former petrol or diesel options. All Levantes are comfy over bumps and prove entertaining to drive by the standards of larger SUVs, but if any model provides a solid link to Maserati's racing pedigree, it's the V8 Trofeo. The Ferrari-derived V8 engine offers up staggering performance and probably the best exhaust note of any SUV on sale, albeit alongside that, wallet-bashing fuel use. The Trofeo is also the most fun of any Levante to drive. Its unique Corsa driving mode sharpens all its controls, turns off that bellowing exhaust and switches off the traction control. So, aside from slightly numb steering, the Trofeo feels impressively agile despite its 2.1-ton weight. This clever all-wheel drive system will stubbornly drag you out of corners if needed, or with enough throttle provide sideways action too. All told, you won't lap a circuit as quickly as in the Porsche, but you will have more fun doing it. Which leaves price. The Levante is well equipped as standard but not cheap, especially so fitted with a V8 engine. However, its prices broadly align with alternatives, and if anything, the GTS and Trofeo warrant the most attention for providing the most authentic Maserati experience. The Levante is either quite good value or massively overpriced, and it just depends on which angle you're looking at it from. At the base of the range, the entry-level hybrid engine Levante GT is considerably more expensive than the basic BMW X5 or X6, and crucially more pricey than the most affordable Porsche Cayenne, which puts it in an awkward position, to say the least. The same is true in the middle of the range, where the V6 engine Levante Modena is pricier than the likes of the Porsche Cayenne S or Cayenne Coupe S, and that definitely leaves it out on a limb, price-wise, especially when you consider that the Porsche has just been given a major update, making it a much fresher car than the aging Levante. It's at the top end with the V8 Trofeo model that Levante finally starts to make some economic, if not economical, sense, in that it's quite a bit more affordable than the likes of the Lamborghini Urus, Bentley Bentayga, or Rolls-Royce Cullinan. So you can get all of the bombastic Italian V8 entertainment, but without entirely draining your bank account. So let's talk a little bit about performance and drive comfort. Surprisingly comfortable around town and good at fun on a twisty road, but let down by over-light steering and annoying driver assistance system. The Levante is a very comfortable car, and somewhat surprisingly that's true with the high-performance Trofeo model as well. All models have a slightly firm, sporty edge to their ride quality, even though there's standard air suspension across the range, but around town you're not going to find them uncomfortable. The only odd thing is a side-to-side rocking motion at times, especially going over speed bumps. The turning circle is pretty massive, though so mini roundabouts are a bit of a nightmare. You're either going to have a mount to a curb, which removes all of your driving a cool Italian car points, or reverse and go again, which does the same. The steering is really light, which helps around town when you're trying to get in and out of tight spaces. 8-speed automatic gearbox also shift smoothly, although there's a slight delay when you use the manual change pedals behind the steering wheel. You're better off just leaving the box in D and letting it do its own thing. So if you've ticked the upgrade box on your Trofeo spec sheet, it'll come with a radar guided cruise control, which helps to keep you a safe distance from the car in front. A shame that's not standard on what's quite an expensive car though. Toyota gives you radar cruise for free on a Corolla. The lane keeping steering system that comes as part of the package does indeed keep you between the white lanes, but it does so in a jerky sudden fashion that's pretty annoying. Otherwise, the Levante is a good motorway and highway companion thanks to decent refinement and comfort. Just watch the fuel economy. Any car with a Maserati badge is going to be expected to provide big driving thrills, but let's face it, this is a big, heavy and 2.1-ton SUV, so it can't be all that good, can it? You get the usual sport comfort, normal driving mode, but Maserati provides you with a mode above sport, which is Corsa, Italian for race, and it really opens up the taps on performance, but which also dials back the safety assistance system, so use it carefully. The all-wheel drive system is biased towards the rear wheels, which makes it all feel sportier, and for a big old thing, the Levante does score there pretty well. The suspension does stiffen up in Corsa mode, but not overly so, and it's still capable of dealing with the bumpy road when it's set up like this. The Trofeo version, with its mighty 3.8-liter turbo V8 engine, is the most fun of all to drive on a twisty road, with high performance. 0 to 60 miles per hour is near 4 seconds. An invigorating soundtrack, but the basic 2.0-liter turbo hybrid feels pretty crisp, even if its engine doesn't and can't sound as good as the V8. The brakes are excellent too, with the Trofeo's upgraded 6-piston. Front calipers being even better, with the limited slip differential at the back making sure that the tire which can best handle the available power is the one that gets it. The only problem is the steering. Remember we said it was nice and light around town? Well, on a twisty road it doesn't actually weight up very much, and it's not talking to you enough, and it's hard to feel what the front wheels are up to, which is a shame. Really, you want the Trofeo version, as the V8 engine is better by itself than the rest of the car. If not, an Audi RSQ8 does the whole job rather better. Overall comfort is fantastic, but it's too easy to often find too many cast-off Fiat and Jeep switches and buttons around the place. A brand like Maserati deserves bespoke buttons, but those are balanced out by beautiful touches such as optional carbon fiber gear shift paddles. It's a mixed bag then. Lots of lovely leather and some properly special bits and pieces, but too much of Levante's cabin looks and feels behind the times. Oh, and the key is really chunky and heavy, which does make it feel expensive, but it doesn't halfway down the pockets of your designer jeans as well. So this is it guys, concise and precise as always. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the refined sophistications of the Maserati Levante. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more exclusive automotive content, and leave a comment below telling us how you feel about the Maserati brand in general, and are you a fan of SUVs or do you like them to be from other brands and not sports car? Stay tuned.